People don't want a good message. They want to see things change. You saw my story about the guy in Texas the other day. He goes in, his doctor says, "You're a young man, but you have a heart problem. We're going to have to get a heart transplant for you." His wife began to pray for a donor. And one day, and she got all her friends, and they're all gathering, they're praying for this donor. And all of a sudden, she realizes for my husband to get a donor, somebody's going to have to die. And she said, I had to change my way of thinking and my way of prayer. And she contacted all her friends and she said to them, "We can't pray for somebody to die for my husband to get a new heart. We need to pray for him to get a new heart." And she said, "This is what I would like us to pray. We, the church, if we want to change the way things are done, we need to begin to dial into what needs to be done." There are people that aren't here today because they're sick. This is not about fault or judgment. We need to begin to dial in and begin to pray for these people and believe God wants to bring healing, not just a little bit, but a whole thing. And so I invite us to begin to think about when it comes to food and care of the homeless and people like that in our community, that we do everything that we can. We begin to, you know, we all got nice presents, and I'm not knocking presents, but some of those presents can feed a lot of people. Doesn't mean you should give those things up. That is not what I'm saying. And please never understand that's how I am. But sometimes you're going to have people show up that need to eat. And sometimes you're going to have to dial into what God's doing in the midst of that. Mm. The next one has to do with, am I too busy to spend time with people? One of the things that happens is we often find that we have such a list of to-dos that we forget about the people.